Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Just prior to recording this reading, I went for a little walk and I saw a blue heron that was in a body of water that I walked by. And it reminded me that I saw the same type of bird almost exactly 3 years ago when I was going through some major life transitions. And I believe that many of the Divine Feminine Collective were and still are going through many of these transitions having to do with self love and self empowerment. And it almost felt like a cycle coming full circle. But also, the first time I saw the blue heron, I remember looking up the symbolism, and it's funny because now when I looked up the symbolism, it's not even near the top of the search results, but somehow I came across this symbolism around the blue heron that has to do with having the courage to stand strong and trusting yourself and being independent. And the interesting thing specifically with the blue heron is that it stands strong and moves with such beauty and grace, even though it's standing on legs that look to be so thin. You can sometimes wonder how it's being supported. It's almost like this mystical experience that it's able to so confidently and firmly support itself when to other people it might look like it's not strong enough to be holding its own weight, so to speak. And so because I happened across that repetitive signal, or I meant to say symbol, but also signal, just prior to connecting with you here, I really believe that for someone, there could be a powerful message in that for you personally. So you might find it beneficial to research the blue heron. Now, for some reason, I did hear just now something about a red heron or a red herring. This is really interesting because I'm thinking about how with a red herring, that's the word, there is, and I'm just looking this up now to make sure I get it correctly, but it's defined as a piece of information that is or is intended to be misleading or distracting, almost like a bluff. Interesting. So maybe someone that I am speaking to here is really in the energy of the blue heron right now. So you are in this very self empowered, strong stage of your life. But at the same time, you may be appearing to others as though you are fragile or unable to support yourself. So it's kind of this strange dynamic where others might perceive certain aspects of you as weakness that are actually your strength. It's like hidden strengths, unexpected strengths coming from within. Now, with the red herring coming up here, it's interesting because there might also be something in your life that is a distraction or an illusion right now. Or maybe this is a person around you who is bluffing or who is trying to distract you from your life's purpose or from who you really are in some way. Now, of course, they may be doing this unintentionally. This could be someone who's presence in your life is confusing you or distracting you from a truth that your soul knows. Now, of course, this won't be relevant for everyone, and these readings are really meant to be an exercise in trusting and confirming different aspects of your own intuition. So, as I say throughout these readings, it's really your intuition that holds all of the answers for you. So, I always recommend listening to that intuitive voice within yourself above all else. But I am going to be shuffling the traditional tarot cards here, and I just want to have a look at who or what is coming through in this reading. Okay, so we have some kind of communication or compromise coming through. Some end to a conflict, a peaceful resolution that leads to a deeper sense of inner calm, a feeling of tranquility. This may be a doorway into, I'm hearing the harmonization of a soulmate connection. So maybe this is a soulmate, whether it's platonic or romantic, coming back into your life, wanting to communicate about something, wanting to end some kind of conflict peacefully. Maybe there was a misunderstanding or a disconnect between the two of you, or just a distance, and this person is wanting to bridge that distance or that disconnect and harmonize the connection in some way. Now, they are really perceiving you as the Queen of Cups here. This person might actually be seeing you in dreams or connecting with you in dreams. So for some of you, this soulmate may be someone that you've not even encountered yet. So this could be a soulmate who's been dreaming about you, who hasn't even met you yet in the physical. But I'm hearing that if that's the case, they'll recognize you instantly when they do meet you. For others of you, this is someone from your past, and for some reason, there's some kind of a disconnect or a distance, and I keep hearing it was a misunderstanding. So, like, this could be that the two of you disconnected from each other over a misunderstanding, or maybe you both want to connect with the other, but there's this misunderstanding of not thinking that the other wants to connect with you or something along those lines. Of course, it will be very different depending on your situation. But you are coming up as someone who's very deep in their emotions right now. Almost like your emotions are a vast ocean that you might feel like you're drifting within at this time. So you might be very introspective or spending a lot of time in hermit mode. You might be just diving deep into your feelings, allowing yourself to immerse in them, to connect with them, to just feel them, which sounds so simplistic but is actually so powerful. I even feel for some, there may be emotions that may be very unexpected, that come very randomly and out of the blue, but it's almost like an allowing yourself to feel them and express them, even if it's just expressing them alone with yourself through journaling, through allowing yourself to cry or to release those emotions in whatever way feels right for you, to infuse them into something that you are creating. However you are releasing these emotions, I feel like something that's been pent up for a really long time is actually coming to the surface for release, and that might be very unexpected. It might catch you off guard. You might be surprised that these emotions are coming up, but know that whatever's coming up for you is asking you to connect with it and to feel it. And in feeling it, you allow yourself to heal it. It's like that cliche goes, you have to feel it to heal it. You are allowing yourself to release it. I also see that you are in your Queen of Pentacles energy here as well. And this, of course, is that abundant energy. But the interesting thing is, this is coming right after the Queen of Cups, which we were channeling as being you connected to your inner emotional world. So it's almost as though you connecting with that inner emotional world is actually this doorway into greater success or abundance. It's like feeling is your superpower somehow. Allowing yourself to feel and to process your emotions is actually opening up your energetic field and allowing you to receive blessings, is what I'm picking up here. With the Four of Swords reversed, there's been this process of, I'm hearing it called de-hermiting, like coming out of a hermit mode, coming out of an isolation. And it's been a gradual process of your frequency being revealed to the world in a more conscious, visible way. You've most likely felt this process taking place in one way or another. For some of you, this might look like feeling the desire to get out into the world and physically connect in forms of community, or to meet people, or to make friends. For others of you, this might be opening your heart to new love, to a new dating opportunity, to meeting new people romantically. This also could be completely unrelated to interpersonal relationships, and this could be more so related to you sharing your voice and yourself and your gifts with the world in a more visible way. Now, of course, that could be sharing something literally with the public, to the public eye, but this also can be a process that happens in the quantum realm, where because we are all connected in this collective web of consciousness in the quantum realm, this could be you emanating a frequency vibrationally that others are beginning to hear and sense and recognize in the quantum in a more conscious way, that's beginning to have a more identifiable effect on other people in a way that they're actually able to sense. And if they meet you or connect with you in the physical in some way, they are able to connect your quantum frequency with your physical identity as well, and recognize on some level, even if it's a subconscious level, that you are having this positive, uplifting effect on them in some way. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards here. I want to get into more on this person who wants to communicate or compromise with you. I'm hearing wasn't ready in the past. So this may be someone who wasn't ready to meet you or to communicate with you or to have this compromise in the past, because you had expanded to a level that they hadn't yet reached energetically. So the two of you were not able to connect physically. Now, again, this could be someone that you knew previously in this life on a different timeline that you disconnected from for some reason. Specifically, you may have really began to make massive shifts in your mindset. And my guides are specifically showing me that you shifted from having a lack mentality to having an abundance mentality. Now, when I refer to abundance, of course, this can look very different from person to person. It's all about your own personal definitions of abundance. But abundance at its core is the energy of lightness, freedom. It's a very high vibrational energy. It's an energy of openness. And so, of course, many people think of abundance related to financial things, and maybe you have been taking steps to transform and upgrade your financial reality or your reality when it comes to work or business. But for others of you, this could be related to the way you treat yourself with an abundance mentality, or the way that you approach life. But regardless, you've been making these major shifts, and this person was almost catching up to those shifts, so to speak. And that's why they are only just beginning to connect or reconnect with you here. Now, interestingly, we have the Garden and the Gate reversed, Door to Romance reversed, and the Root Chakra in the upright position. Okay, so first of all, what I'm getting here is this is someone who, when you connect with them, you recognize them through your ability to be vulnerable with them, or you recognize that they've changed or that this connection has harmonized because you instantly feel safe to let down your guard and open up to them. And of course, you've become someone who's incredibly intuitively connected. So you can recognize that when you feel safe to let down your guard and open up to someone, it's for a divine reason. It's because there's some kind of energetic alignment between you and that person. And to the opposite effect, you also know that when you're in the middle of a conversation and you get that nudge not to share something with that person, to keep something quiet, or to maybe be silent during parts of that conversation instead of oversharing, that's also a form of intuitive guidance telling you that for whatever reason, there may not be a beneficial energetic alignment between you and that individual. And so opening up that kind of higher level information to them would either be futile or it would possibly even be a little bit energetically draining or detrimental to you. But regardless, this is someone who you instantly feel safe to open up with. However, with door to romance reversed, I'm getting very strongly that even if this is a potential romantic connection, this is something that starts as a soul friendship or a really deep bond of friendship, a platonic connection. Not to say there aren't romantic feelings there on one or both sides, but it feels like for whatever reason, this begins as just a really deep soul friendship. Now, for some of you, that might be what the connection is. Maybe this is non-romantic, but for others of you, this may unfold into a romantic connection or give the opportunity for that later on, but it doesn't seem to begin that way in the physical or to reconnect that way. If this is someone that you're reconnecting with, even if they have romantic feelings for you, they might kind of approach it as a friendship initially. Now we do have the Magician and the Mirror connecting to the root chakra, the seat of foundation and stability. So what I'm getting here is that there is a foundation that's been laid here between the two of you energetically. Specifically, the two of you could not meet or reconnect for quite a long time. Now, for some of you, this might be just in this lifetime, or I might be talking about lifetimes where maybe you met and connected lifetimes ago, and it's taken a long time. It's taken many lifetimes to reach this point of energetic preparedness to connect again. But regardless, a foundation had to be built here, and specifically, I feel that the divine feminine and divine masculine energies had to be balanced within each of you to a certain extent to provide a stability for this connection to manifest itself in the physical world. I'm hearing something about an angel. Maybe this person calls you an angel or just sees you in a very angelic light. Can I get details on this? We do have the temple path, so I feel also that in order for the two of you to meet or reconnect, and I'm getting a wave of chills because I also got Goddess of the Moon at the bottom of the deck to basically finish the thought that I was starting here, which is in order for the two of you to meet or reconnect. By the way, I am feeling this excitement here. I feel like I'm picking up on your excitement or this person's excitement at this deep soul level to be meeting or to be reconnecting. But anyway, let's try a third time to get this thought out. The energy is just really beginning to pick up momentum here. But in order for the two of you to meet or reconnect, you had to really align with your soul's true path. And I feel as though this required a lot of courage. And I also feel like I'm hearing the word rare, like you are a very rare spiritual being because you are one of the rare few on this planet who have had the courage to align in this way with your soul's highest path. But it's almost like this connection is so special and so high vibrational and soul based that in order for the two of you to physically be in each other's realities in any capacity, there seems to have had to been a deep measure of stability, meaning balance between the masculine and feminine, but also it seems like you had to align with the highest version of yourself in order to connect or reconnect with this person in a stable way. And I'm hearing it couldn't be any other way. It may have felt very backwards to your human self as well, because what I'm picking up is you may have been wondering, for example, why your love life felt in limbo or why it wasn't falling into place, why you could feel every other area of your life coming into alignment, why you were beginning to manifest in such a powerful way and coming into your soul's true purpose, and yet this one piece of the puzzle always seemed to be missing. And this is that answer. The reason is because there's been this extremely powerful and intense, I'd call it a soul connection, and it is, but the word partnership is coming out here. Like the two of you are partnering up in the physical world, in this union, to do something really powerful. And that partnership could only occur on your highest vibrational timeline, meaning when you are truly walking your soul's purpose. So it's almost like this person's soul was whispering to you the whole time, subconsciously saying to you, if you want to find me, go within yourself. If you want to connect with me, connect with yourself. If you want us to meet or reconnect, then align fully with your soul's highest purpose and potential. And we won't be able to stop the inevitability of us bumping into each other in the physical realm. That is what I'm getting. Like there's been this communication happening beneath the surface between you. Now, of course, you may not have been conscious of that, but you may have noticed that message from this person's soul manifesting itself in certain ways in your life. For example, you may have found yourself not interested in dating other people, or wanting, almost like with a sense of urgency, to really focus on aligning with your soul's power and potential and really stepping into that purpose in this lifetime. And that sense of urgency you were feeling about doing all that was actually connected to this person's soul, who was connecting with you in the 5D through this whole process. And again, basically saying, like, I want to meet you, but you have to meet yourself fully first. Or again, for some of you, this may be a harmonization or a reconnection of a specific connection in your life. But wow, very, very powerful messages coming through here. In the extended version of this reading on Patreon, we will be diving a lot deeper into this very intense soul connection, soul partnership, whatever you want to call it. So I'll be taking a look at both sides here. The masculine and the feminine, of course, we all have a balance of each, but you most likely resonate with one over the other. So I will be channeling into both sides, channeling into what has had to come into balance here for the two of you to meet or reconnect, as well as the most likely future timeline potentials for this very powerful connection. So the link to the extended Patreon reading is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. And of course, for those of you who are new here, I channel these collective readings on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on those times and dates, I also channel an exclusive reading just for members on our Patreon Soul Tribe. So when you join our community on Patreon, you get access to those 3 additional exclusive reading videos every single week, as well as the entire past library of videos. So again, the link to information on joining is below. So now I want to channel into anyone else that might be connecting with your aura or your energy at this time. You guys know I really like to open up these readings at times to just kind of do a comprehensive aura or energy read to see who might be thinking about you, feeling something strongly about you, connecting with you in some type of a meaningful way. So, who is connecting with the beautiful souls listening here? Wow, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And for some reason, I saw like some kind of a goddess like being. So, this might be you consciously researching or looking into connecting with the energy of a specific goddess. For others of you, this might be representative of a spirit guide that presents looking somewhat like a goddess in appearance, but this also could just be you or the kind of embodiment that you have as you are really cultivating that goddess energy within yourself. But what I'm getting here very strongly is something about different roles that you play many different roles. So I feel I'm connecting in with someone here who wears many hats or plays many roles in their life. For example, you could be a mother, a family member to certain people, a caregiver in some way, you might be a business person or a career person. You have this multitude of different gifts or purposes. And I'm picking up that although these different gifts or purposes may at times seem to be very detached from one another, they are actually interconnected and mutually beneficial. So there's something about these many different purposes that you have that actually mutually reinforce one another. Now, I do have the Nine of Swords, so someone may have gone through a very heavy pocket of energy recently. This won't be for everyone, but for some of you listening, you may have felt a lot of heaviness at some point recently. And I'm getting some kind of spiritual meaning or purpose to this energy. We do have the Four of Swords reversed, but also the Queen of Swords. So I am hearing, first of all, that you may have been in part picking up from projections or attachments of negative energy from other people. So be cautious of taking on every energy that you feel as your own, because some of what you're feeling could actually be something that's being externally projected onto you from someone else or from another group of people, specifically if you find yourself feeling a certain way after spending time with a specific person consistently or spending time around a specific group of people. I'm just getting there may have been something environmental that you were picking up on. This can't even be a group sync. These are almost like clouds of collective energy or segments of the collective that think in certain ways that might be negative. And it's almost like these are clouds that you can sense environmentally and pick up on subconsciously and begin to mirror or reflect in your own energy field, even if it's not typical of how your core energy is or how you usually feel, if that makes sense. So any subconscious energy clearing tools that you do have may be beneficial for you at this time. Of course, I have my subliminals that I personally use for this. I was just using one today during my walk under the mood category for clearing negativity. This is one of my personal favorites for lifting some of this heavier energy when I'm experiencing it. So you might find subliminals a beneficial tool as well. And if so, of course, you can explore my app, Sound and Soulful, which is available in either of the app stores. But of course, there are many ways that you can clear the energy in your subconscious mind or reprogram some of your limiting belief systems. That just might be really beneficial for you at this time. I am picking up on a lot of potential gossip energy. I'm not really sure why, and I keep hearing something about social media. So I'm getting this very strong message that not everyone who desires access to you or desires access to information about you is really willing to participate with you in a balanced way in that exchange of energy. So know that even the things that you share, even through social media or online, they are all infused with your energy. They carry a very powerful, beautiful frequency. And when others access or interact with those infusions of your energy, so to speak, they are receiving a benefit. This is a gift that you may be choosing to selectively share with the world, sharing information about you. Having that access to that information is a gift and a blessing to people who have the ability to access it. But also, you may find intuitively that you feel guided away from sharing certain things with certain groups of people or connecting with certain people in certain ways. And that could be because there may be individuals who are, in a sense, taking that positive hit from the energy or the information you are sharing without necessarily participating with you equally in return. These are the types of people I'm hearing prying eyes who will just kind of watch or look at online what you're doing, but will never like the post or comment anything negative. It's like they might be judging it or thinking negatively about it or just kind of like taking the positive hit of your energy, but not sending you any positive feedback or positive energy back. So this can lead to a kind of unsettling feeling within you as you can sense people who are watching what you're doing or what you're sharing, but not engaging with it in a positive way. So it's like you can feel all of this attention on you, but you might not be seeing that reflected back in what you're sharing or posting or the way that people are engaging with it. So again, just follow your intuition with all of that. I know that for many of you, this is, as we said earlier, also a time of your life where you are beginning to exit that hermit mode, where you are meant to be sharing something with the world. So maybe this is more so just about properly clearing your energy, having strong energetic boundaries, and really fortifying your energetic field and your mindset so that you can carry out this purpose of sharing yourself and your voice in a more visible way if that is feeling in alignment for you. Now, we do also have the Fool card reversed. So there's some immature, for lack of a better word, Knight of Swords that's coming up on your energy. Now, this may be a masculine, especially if you are connecting here more so as a divine feminine. This seems to be someone who's going to want to move very fast with you or jump into something, or someone who comes off as a bit impulsive. I get the sense that something about this just doesn't quite feel an alignment for you. Maybe it feels like something about this person's energy is confusing you. Maybe this is the red herring for some of you listening. Interesting. I do feel with the death card reversed that deep down, this may be someone who's actually resisting some kind of positive changes that they are meant to be taking in their life. They are possibly not doing the deeper inner work here, but then trying to compensate for that with this really fast, impulsive movement with you, or this desire to move very fast with you in the physical world. And that might be what your intuition is picking up on here. We also have the Page of Pentacles. So this is someone, I'm just hearing beginner. I'm not sure why I'm picking up this person as a beginner. Maybe spiritually they're just a lot less mature than you are. Maybe they're a younger soul. Maybe this is, again, someone who's just bypassing in some way or not doing their deeper inner work here. Can I get any more information? You're coming up as the Queen of Pentacles, but this person is coming up as the Ten of Pentacles reversed. So you are in this very abundant kind of energy. And again, this may have to do with finances, but this also might just have to do with your mindset, your openness, your sense of freedom, lightness. And this person seems to be in a lack mentality very heavily when it comes to their life. So there's a major opposite energy there, but it's almost like they can sense that you're the Queen of Pentacles. And for some reason, I'm hearing they're looking for charity. So I don't know if they're looking for your energy, if they're kind of hoping that something you're doing or an energy you're generating will wear off on them in a positive way. Or maybe they literally are looking for money from you or for things from you, literally. But again, that might not be so concrete for some people. This might just be this person looking for some kind of energy from you that they are not generating within themselves because they haven't done the deeper inner work here, or there's something internally that they're refusing to work on or to face even. So, in the extended version of this reading on Patreon, I will be channeling more details and pieces of information, as well as any additional messages from your spirit guides, your higher self, or whatever divine forces you personally connect with. So, the link to that extended reading is, of course, in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But for now, I'm going to be closing this first reading here on YouTube with the Rumi Oracle card, The Courage of Your Love. Now, I did drop this card, so symbolically, maybe you had courage in some kind of act or show of love, or maybe that's just you showing up in this embodiment of love. And someone may have dropped the ball here or missed some kind of chance with you. Interesting. Let's see what the guidebook has to say. I'm sure it's very possible more information on this might come up in Patreon as well. But the guidebook says, love is without reason. Rationality is like a cane. Judgment needs a cane because it is blind. When love arrives, thought dies in its shadow. Love is the sunrise, while thought is only a flashing light. And the guidebook also says, the path of freeing the heart from the effects of a fearful mind is an initiation into great power. So many lapses will happen before the heart grows strong enough to overpower old patterns and surrender without condition or equivocation. When it is ready to surrender in such a way, the heart is free and allowed to simply be. Even the heart then, finally freed from shackles and joyfully submitting to love, declares, let love be. In whatever way it shall be, I can bear it. I shall take refuge in it. I shall not turn away from it. I am that love. So I'm going to close this first reading here. Of course, if you are going to be joining me next on Patreon, you can follow the link under the video. If you do resonate with my energy in a general sense, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. Have a beautiful, wonderful remainder of your day, and I look forward to connecting with you again in Wednesday's reading.